Hello, friends. Welcome to episode number 93. Today we're going to talk about being a traveler in your community. But before we do, I want to just tell you more excitement about the upcoming online learning program. It'll be coming out here later this month, and it's called You Have Superpowers. You know, there are great programs out there that talk about your strengths, and they really do a good job to figure out what your unique strengths are. Well, that's not what this program is going to be. This program is going to talk about strengths that every one of us has within us, but we don't necessarily know it, we don't understand it, and we don't use it to its fullest capacity. So you have superpowers is coming out here at the end of the month. You're going to start to see some pages that will share more information with you. And if you're interested in seeing your own private demo of the program, let me know. I'd be happy to show it to you. Okay, so this is episode 93 today. Episode 93, be a traveler in your community. Traveling is on my mind. I'm in vacation mode. I am loving the travel. I am excited to do more. So traveling is on my mind. But this time it's kind of a little different. When I go traveling, I love taking pictures because I like looking at it later, right? I like taking videos. I like creating videos. If you haven't seen any of them, I have one from Puerto Rico already posted in my YouTube channel, and I have another one I'm working on talking about the dangers of Puerto Rico. So stay tuned for that one. But I definitely love taking pictures. You know, what would you notice and what would you take pictures of if you looked at your neighborhood like a tourist? Like, look out your window, look at your yard, look at your neighbors, look at your neighborhood like a tourist. What would you notice if you looked at it differently? So when I'm out and about outside of my community, the pictures I take are of the sunrise and sunset, anything nature related. I love nature pictures. So the sunrise and sunset, it's definitely different when I go to a beach versus the farm field that I live by. It's definitely different in big cities compared to the countryside that I live in. There's so much different kind of beauty. I love capturing that. I love taking pictures of vegetation. I don't have palm trees in the Midwest, so that's a huge different type of picture that I love to take. Any kind of vegetation that's just different. I love to take pictures of the animals and the bugs and the food of the culture, the food of the community. Oh, yum. I should probably take pictures of the recipe, right? Instead of the food or in addition to the food, but I just take pictures of the food. Okay, so what else? Well, oh yeah, unique road signs. That makes for interesting pictures. You know, if a local were watching me while I were taking pictures, I think they just laugh. But it's the same thing that I do when I watch people who aren't from my community, when I watch what they appreciate. I take pictures of unique things because they're different. Why don't I do it here in my own neighborhood? Because I'm used to it. I totally take it for granted. I appreciate beauty, but I'm just used to it, and I don't appreciate it as much as I do when I'm on vacation. I don't appreciate the beauty literally in my neighborhood until somebody else points it out. I remember my husband telling me a time when a friend of his came to visit from Oklahoma, and his friend was so amazed by our cornfields. Okay, I have taken pictures of cornfields before, but it was at the Field of Dreams, where it means something. If you haven't seen the movie, the baseball players walk out of the corn. So that, that was, maybe I've taken one other picture of corn as it was growing because it was so tall that summer. But that's about it. But this friend was so enthralled with the corn. Took tons of pictures. I had a European friend come visit one time, and she wanted to see a real red barn. Okay, I think we can find you one quite easily. And then when we did find a red barn, we stopped because there were pigs closer to the road, in a fenced-in area, but closer to the road. And we got out and stood right there. And she's like, these are huge. I mean, she saw it up close, right? That was fun. It was fun to experience it with her because pigs are dirty and stinky and gross to me, and I don't really appreciate them much. And then I had a friend from Hawaii share her extreme jealousy with me because I lived in Iowa. I mean, her dream someday is to be like a hired hand on a farm and help out with the livestock. And then mud a barn, I think she said. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, okay. Okay, awesome, awesome. And then my friend from Texas, anytime I post pictures of us, my family, in our yard, she will always comment about the amazing green grass that we have. And we do have amazing green grass. I've really come to appreciate that more when I do travel, because my husband says other states don't really have grass. They have crabgrass and it's really crunchy and hard. We do have amazingly green grass, but I didn't realize it until she said something. And then I really started paying attention to other locations and other pictures. Okay, I don't always see the beauty where I live. However, I definitely appreciate things that are uniquely different. I definitely appreciate witnessing things that just are not common in my everyday life. So here in the Midwest, I'm trying to pay more attention. Here it's springtime and I am loving the farm fields. I'm not a farmer. I'm a city girl who lives in the country. Yeah, I'm not a farmer, but the beauty that they create when they start planting their fields. So right now the farmers are out tilling the ground. And when they till the ground, it just brings out the deep brown color of the dirt. And when you have that right next to the bright green grass or trees, that contrast in color, it creates this amazingly vibrant art. I mean, it's beautiful, beautiful. And if you're on a road or a highway or even in an airplane and you can see it from a distance, it creates picture-worthy art. It's beautiful. So then throughout the summer, the art is going to change. And what I appreciate then in the farm fields of the Midwest are those big round hay bales. I love big round hay bales. And when you see them in a field, it looks like they're just sprinkled throughout the field, but yet there's this symmetry that's being created. Now, I definitely have learned that I love the view in a picture from my car window or in a picture I hang on my wall. One year, we took family pictures out in the middle of a farmyard on hay bales. We got on hay bales. First of all, these things are huge. Second of all, hay hurts. I wore like my sandals out into the field. And when you step on a stalk that's been cut off, it doesn't squish like grass does. I mean, it hurt. And there were bugs all over out there, including ginormous spiders. It was so gross. I couldn't wait to just get out of it. I'm itching my head right now because I feel, yeah, I love hay bales from afar. It creates amazing beauty, but I've done it once and I don't think I'll really visit a hay bale again. Okay, so then of course, throughout the spring and summer and the winter and the fall, the sunsets and sunrises. The sunsets in particularly, we have a view from our house that looks out across a farm field, and it just is amazing, amazing color, amazing clouds that start to happen and create such beauty. Yeah, so there's, the more I look in my community, those are those beautiful pieces of my neighborhood that I have really come to appreciate. This life lesson, it's connected to my business world too. If I were a tourist in my neighborhood, what would I witness? Well, if I were also a tourist in the projects that I work on, how would I see it differently? So here's what I mean. I teach in a leadership class, I teach that we don't see things for the way they are. We see things for the way we are. So what that says is we don't really see things for maybe the fact of what it is. We see things for the story that we tell ourselves. Let's take those big spiders that I found in the field when we took hay bale pictures. They're gross because that's how I see them. That's who I am. I don't like dirt. I don't like bugs. I don't like that. But if I were somebody who studied the spiders and realized the benefit that they bring to the farm fields, or the benefit they bring to the animals who find them as food, or what they do and what they eat that helps our environment, I mean, that is seeing it so differently. That is seeing it for truly what they are. But that's not how we work. We see things for how we are. So, one way to avoid this thinking habit is to invite other people to share their perspective. And that's what happens. That's what happens when my friends come to visit. That's what happens when my friends from afar comment on my pictures. We're inviting other people to share their perspectives. We're inviting them to share what they actually see, even though I don't see it. Okay, so this past month, as I've been wrapping up my online program, as I mentioned in the beginning, the program's about to go live, I'm done creating content. I'm done adding it to the software. I'm done creating my scripts. And where I'm at right now really is the proofing stage. So I've invited two of my friends who have never seen the program before to proof it, to review it, to get into it, to give me any kind of critique they can give me. Wow. I thought it was done a month ago, and I am so glad I didn't go live a month ago, because the things that they are bringing to me, I didn't see. I mean, they've never seen the program until I invited them in. So everything was fresh and new, and they were truly experiencing it as a new user. You know, some of the recommendations are color recommendations. Some of it is my word choices. Some of it just flat out are typos. I mean, how embarrassing to go live with something with a typo. So here's one example. This one really surprised me. This was a word choice suggestion, and I found I was stuck. You know, so I'm the developer, I'm the creator. I mean, this is my baby, right? And my friend says on the first main page is a button that says View Product. She's like, hey, why does that button say View Product? I'm like, well, because that's what I'm creating, our products. I can create more than the You Have Superpower, and eventually I will. It might be something related to technology. It might be something related to another superpower. I'm going to have many products eventually. She's like, yeah, but what does that even mean to me? I'm like, well, I don't know, but it's a menu option I select when I want to edit my product, right? I'm the developer. It's like, yeah, but what do I do with it? I'm like, well, it's a button, click it. It's like, yeah, but what will it do? Where will it take me? I think we need to rename the button. I started coming around and realizing, okay, I get it. I get it. Product is a term related to the software. It's a term I understand because I'm the developer. We need to rename it. But what should we rename it to? I couldn't even get my mind to go there and think like that. And she said, well, what does it do? I said, well, it gets you into the program. That's where you start. She's like, well, then let's just name the button Start Here. This was like monumental moment. It was so revolutionary for me. I'm like, yeah, well, let's just name it Start Here. That makes total sense. So simple, but yet I couldn't see it. I couldn't see that perspective until literally a true user questioned me a little bit, questioned the name of it. I'm so thankful for my foreigner friends who are coming into the program and seeing it from a different view and sharing their perspective. I'm asking for it, and they're truly sharing so much value. So Karen and Sherry, thank you. Thank you for your value, for your viewpoint, for your perspective, for your ideas, for your wisdom, for your expertise. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what do you need to look at from a different angle? Maybe it's a project. Maybe it's your team. You know, have you ever considered what it's like to have you as a boss, or to sit on the other side of a table from you? You know, maybe you lead your family. Maybe you lead a team. Maybe you lead a project team or an exercise team or whatever. But have you ever thought about or considered what it would be like to sit on the other side of the table from you, or the other side of the desk? To get the true perspective of somebody else, it's difficult because they don't want to hurt your feelings. They don't They don't know what they should say, what they shouldn't say. They don't want to get in trouble. So you need to be just open ears. You might hear some comments that will help you see that other perspective. They might be honest. They might share some things with you, just flat out share it. But chances are they're not going to. So you have to look for it. You have to be willing to see it. You have to be willing to ask for it. You have to be willing to take it. Just like traveling or creating an online program, we really, really need to recruit others so that we can see our environment differently. We need people. We need people. I need you. You need me. We need each other. We have the beauty of seeing other perspectives by being connected with each other. So definitely enjoy the beauty around you. Get outside, go take a walk, take your camera with you, take pictures of things you've never taken pictures before. Find the beauty that's right there in your neighborhood, in your community. Be a traveler. Be a traveler today. And definitely post your pictures. Show your beauty. I will see you next week for episode 94. Thanks for joining me.